Good morning. It's Thursday. It's already Thursday. My daughter woke up and came out and wanted to know what day it was. And I said, it's Thursday. And she said, I can't wait for the weekend. Like there's going to be a difference. Kids are fun. Apparently to them, there is still a difference when it's the weekend. I think it's because I don't let them have pancakes for breakfast every day, this extended time. They can only have things like pancakes on the weekend. So, some shallow reason, I'm sure. Just taking a few minutes while everybody kind of logs in, gets up, makes their way to their mats. Good morning to those of you who are here. Taking some inventory, right? Just get in the habit. That's that self-awareness. So one of the things that I learned in teacher training when we were just working with physical yoga is that people have very little body awareness. You think, all of us do, you think your leg is somewhere and it's definitely not in that place, or you think your hips are square and they are definitely not. And our yoga practice builds that. We have a lot less mental and emotional awareness too. It's get in the habit every couple of hours, or when you have a moment, just check it. Give yourself a scale, 1 to 10, right? 1 means I have everything going my way and everything is spectacular. 10 is I don't know if I can take my next breaths. We never want to be at 10. Where are you in there? Being aware will bring your attention to your breath, to your space. And then you'll start automatically putting those breaths in place, the longer ones. You'll start automatically kind of taking some of your subconscious thinking and bringing your attention just to this moment. That simple act of awareness is going to bring us to calm. Not all the way down to level 1, but maybe from a level 7 to a level 4. We can't do that unless we're paying attention. We usually are on autopilot and we're so driven to go from thing to thing. And one of the little bits of a gift of this time that we do have some of those extra minutes and extra moments is that we can build that habit in, right? Taking 10 seconds every now and then. Become self-aware. How am I feeling? What's going on today? That's important. It's so important. And that habit will be the difference between being calm and having that kind of control and choosing to be calm and losing your shit. Not that you won't still lose your shit. You will. It's like a fun game we play. You'll do it less. And when you do, you'll come back down to earth sooner. So, I'm giving it a few minutes. I'm going to start my playlist so I can get my phone to work because my thumbprint still doesn't work. I have a really old workbench that I've been refinishing into a table, which is going to be super cool when it's done, but it's a lot of sanding, and it turns out that has damaged my thumbprint. All right. So, starting the playlist now. You can play mine, you can play yours, you can play nothing. And get to your mat. Start on your back today. If you want child's pose or you want to be in a seat, that's fine too. Oh, that's really too loud. But I'm going to say on your back, hand on your belly, and a hand on your heart. Feel the softness of both. Bringing that awareness. We started with a little bit of just checking in. Now bring it a little bit deeper. Every emotion you have will have a physical manifestation. When you're angry, your stomach is tight and your rib cage is clenched and your jaw is clenched. Your brows are squished together. When you're scared, your face almost opens up into the opposite and you pull your belly up. What happens when you're sad? That hollow feeling in your chest, in your throat. If you can't quite put your finger on which 15 emotions you're feeling right now, find them in the physical body. Your body will tell you how you feel. It will never lie to you. And send those deep, long, beautiful, slow breaths to those places. Deeply breathing in and deeply breathing out. Softening, easing, relaxing what needs to be softened, eased, or relaxed. And start to let your breath become a little bit more engaged. So lifting pelvic floor, lifting the navel. Think about pulling everything up, everything underneath this bottom rib, lifting it up all into the rib cage, and then you have to use your diaphragm to breathe. So we pull the air in and we squeeze it out. Finding that rhythm again. So the breath probably isn't quite as deep. I've been doing yoga for years. I don't know how many years. Tanya might know. 6, maybe. I don't know. I still drop the bandhas on occasion. I do not have the ability to hold them my whole practice. You aren't going to have that ability either. You're going to notice at times you need to lift them up again. It's okay. Just do that. Hug your knees in. Give yourself a squeeze. And then open your arms in T, and on an exhale, let your knees drop to the right side. Try to keep both shoulders on your mat, but don't be frustrated when that's impossible. If you're noticing that since you've been home, your practice has gone very soft, that's totally normal. Your energy level's different. Your mental state is taking up a lot more of your awareness and of that energy that you have. Inhale those knees through center, exhale, drop them to the other side. Just be present to the needs of this day. Maybe the needs of this day ask you to be slower, calmer, and they ask for less of a practice. Or maybe you need to pound it out and run through this like 3 times. You can just keep hitting repeat. I don't know. That'll be good. Bring the knees back through center on an inhale. Rock and roll your way up to hands and knees. When you get there, it'll be cats and cows, or whatever you need, cobras and child's pose. You can move it into up dog and down dog. I'll get to my mat in a second. If you have blocks, get your blocks. Probably should have said that earlier. You can get them later, but if they're handy, just grab them. We're going to use them in between flows 1 and 2, maybe, if you have them. If not, don't worry about it. You don't need them. So start adding your last piece of that ujjayi breath, that throat restriction. So your exhales have that raspy ocean sound. Give yourself a few more breaths. Maybe looking over each shoulder. Maybe spending those breaths of back in child's pose. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Bend the right knee, bend the left. Extend your palms. So the fingers spread out. You make your palms as big as you can. Push into the thumb and the first finger. The heels draw back. The chest draws back toward the knees. The sits bones lift up. And if your hamstrings are super tight, there's still a bend here. Right? That bend will release in time. Take an inhale. We're going to lift the right leg. And we're going to give it a nice bend, twist open. Kind of warming up that whole hip area, the leg, glute, the quadricep. And then we're going to come back to our 3-legged dog as you inhale. And as you exhale, walk your hands back. we're going to find standing splits at the back of your mat. Now, don't expect splits, right? Expect like standing V. And then we're going to inhale coming forward back to our three-legged dog, but pull the knee with you. So when I come forward, I come all the way to a plank with that knee up into the chest. And then take my next inhale and I lift it back up to a three-legged dog. I exhale, bring it forward, step it down to the shin in the back. Push down to the top of your left foot and the bottom of your right foot so my legs get active. And if I'm not sure they're active, I can bring my hands here and I can feel my quadriceps squeezing. I'm going to use my glutes to pull the tailbone down, and I lift the arms up for that kneeling crescent. Exhale to your half splits, pulling the chest toward that front big toe. We're not going to be here long. We're going to come forward, curl the toes under, lift up for our full crescent. So push through the heel, still using the glutes to draw the tailbone down, lifting the arms up, straighten the elbows, look up between your palms. Exhale to your waterfall, straighten that front knee. Back heel comes down. Some of you are going to hop that foot up considerably, right? And I'm pulling my chest again toward that front big toe. So I'm not here. I'm going to take an inhale and lunge in again. Exhale, standing splits at the front. Again, not splits like, V-like. And inhale to half lift. Exhale, standing fold at the front. Inhale, rise up again. Exhale, fold in. This time, grab opposite elbows or let your arms dangle. Take a deep breath in through your nose and open your mouth to sigh it out. Inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. Inhale to lift. We're going to side bend to the right. So interlace your fingers, flip the palms up. Just this first time, try it this way with me. And side bend. You're not going to get as far as you normally do. Inhale, lift through center. Exhale, same side bend to the other side. It's a little bit different with those hands together like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we're going to plant the hands and just step back this first time. You can always step back. Take your high plank. Find a few breaths here. Lifting the pelvic floor, lifting the navel. So you're pushing through your heels, but we don't want to be back here. So I shouldn't feel stretch in the calf muscles. I should feel active all through the body. Now rock forward so the chest is over the thumbs. Lower down. Inhale, the chest shines forward. Exhale, the hips come up and back, downward facing dog. Left leg is going to lift. Same thing, bend, twist, open. Give it the stretch. Wake it up. Inhale back to your three-legged dog. And then walk yourself back. Find those standing splits. Your inhale brings you forward, and the knee comes with you. Take an exhale to hold. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, that foot comes back up. The shin comes down in the back. Remember, push down with both. Tailbone draws the glutes down, and the arms come up for that kneeling, supported crescent. On your exhale, half splits. Just waking up all those leg muscles. Come forward, curl the toes under. Full crescent. And then exhale, waterfall. On an inhale, we're going to come forward. Exhale to those standing splits at the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, standing fold, your Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to lift. This time, T-twist to the right. So what's going to happen is you're going to do this, right? And your whole body is going to twist, and that's great, but that's not what we want. So when I get here, I'm going to pull my right hip forward. So that twist
is only happening with the upper body. Inhale through center. Same thing to the left side. As I twist to the left, I'm pulling my left hip back to the front so I don't twist from my feet. I'm only twisting the upper body. Inhale to lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. You could step it back, and those of you floating, plant your hands, hop the feet up, and slide them back. Find your half vinyasa. Gonna take it a little bit faster. So on the inhale, the right leg lifts, bend, twist, open. Maybe you flip it this time. And then we're gonna flip back to that three-legged dog. Walk the hands back as you exhale, standing split. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, hold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step it up down to the shin, kneeling crescent on the inhale. Half splits, exhale. Full crescent, inhale. Waterfall, exhale. Lunge in, standing splits. Inhale, on that standing splits, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. And one more time. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, lift. Side bend, so you can interlace the fingers and do it that way, or you can go back to whatever you normally do. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, make your way through your half vinyasa. Left side. So we lift that left leg, we give it a bend, twist open, maybe flip. If we flipped on the right, try it on the left. Bring yourself back through three-legged dog, walk it back. Standing splits. Walk it forward. Bring the knee, hold. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the knee forward, step the foot up, kneeling crescent, inhale. Half splits, exhale. Full crescent. Waterfall. Inhale, runner's lunge. Standing splits. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Fold in again. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to T-twist. So we inhale to lift, and we T-twist to that right side. Inhale, lift again. T-twist left. Inhale, lift. Fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float back, half vinyasa. One more time on each side. Inhale, that right leg lifts, bend, twist, open, flip, or don't. Flip it back. Exhale, the hands back, standing splits at the back of the mat. Come forward, bring the knee, step it up. Actually, no, I lied. Lift it up, three-legged dog, now step it up. Shin comes down in the back, kneeling crescent. Half splits. Full crescent. Waterfall. Runner's lunge. Standing splits at the front. Inhale, half lift. Uttanasana. Inhale, lift again. And fold. Rise up. Hands to heart. Inhale to lift. Side bend. Any version you're taking, you've got a right and a left. And then you're going to take this on the left side. So after that side bend to the left, fold it in, halfway up. Make your way through your half vinyasa. And then it's the left. So we're gonna lift the left leg. You know what to do from here. So take it on your own, just this left side. And we'll meet up in child's pose when you're done. Making your way down to child's pose when you finish that left side. You're probably getting there now. No idea, I can't see you, so I'll just guess. When you're ready, we're gonna workshop. Yay! Now, I was worried I was gonna run out of poses. It turns out you never run out of poses. Maybe you could do this forever. Let's not do this forever, just saying. All right. If you have blocks, we are workshopping Titivasana. You don't ever need blocks, but for those of you who have trouble getting into the pose, this can help you get there, and it can also help you build the hip flexors that are gonna keep you there. This is another one of those hip flexor poses, right? And so the path to doing it is gonna feel kind of hard, but you're building the muscles that are going to make it possible to do it later. And so all the work you put in when you can't get the pose, it's good work. You're building the pose, right? So don't get discouraged if you're like, well, we workshop that and I can't do it. It may take you months, but you're going to have the building blocks. It's like building, you don't build a wall in one day. You build it, there's one block. The next block, and it's piece by piece. It doesn't matter if it takes you a week. It doesn't matter if it takes you a year. The process is the same, block, block. And eventually, we're getting taller, getting better. It's just bit by bit, right? Okay, Titivasana, firefly pose. Without the blocks, which is how we normally will do it if you're in class. So come to your Malasana, right? I'll do it this way and then I'll do it facing you. So if we're in Malasana, and from here to come into crow pose, we would bring the hands down right in front of you. So what we're gonna do for Titivasana is you're gonna lift up and I'm gonna pull my elbows underneath my knees. And I'm gonna plant my hands behind my feet, right? So what I want to be able to do is to squeeze my knees around my bicep. I have to be able to get in here pretty low to do that, and I have to have a bend in the elbows. And from that place, I'm going to start to heel toe my feet closer to one another and lift them up, right? And from there, they extend out, right? So that's it, straight out of you from the side. So you can see kind of what I'm doing. I've got my weight in my hands, and my hands are big, and I'm using my fingertips. I pull my toes out, and then I can straighten. I'm not actually resting too much on that bicep or on that tricep. If I do that, when I go to extend my legs, I'm going to fall down. So I'm using my hip flexors to hold my legs up. So what the first problem we usually have is we're not able to get in here low enough to kind of squeeze and start to get the feet. They can't. There's not enough room to get the feet closer together. blocks. Okay, Malasana. Bring the blocks kind of like by your feet. Lift up onto your toes and get that shelf with your legs, with your arms, so I can kind of like lean onto my blocks now and my feet can lift up, right? And I can start working on, okay, what does it feel like to get into this place? There's the beautiful dismount. So for those of you who are having a hard time getting your feet to lift up, use your blocks, right? Or whatever else you can use. Because when I'm here on the blocks, I'm actually doing more work with those hip flexors than if I'm here and I can't get my feet to come together, right? So play with the blocks. Play with getting weight into your hands and out of your feet. And you should feel like right here, engage. And if you're having trouble lifting your legs up as opposed to having them together, make sure you're engaging pelvic floor and navel because you need this to hold you steady. And then your hip flexors hold your legs out in space as you extend the legs. So it's a pose that has a lot of pieces. It's like riding a bike in that once you get it, it becomes much easier. And you sort of, your body knows how to make that pose happen much more easily. So, all right, take a few breaths in child's pose or hands and knees. Let's come to hands and knees, take some cats and cows. Some of us have to check our time. Yeah, we're good. That's a good thing because I have no plan B. Downward facing dog when you're ready. Well, so we're going to start in our Malasana. So we're going to inhale to soften and float or exhale to step to the front. From Malasana, you can go, if you want to skip Titabasana and you hate that pose and that was stupid, go into crow pose or start your lifts and lowers. It's fine, whatever. But if you're coming into Titabasana, blocks or no blocks, plant your hands and lift. And when you want to know how to get out of Titabasana, the pass-through is crow pose to sending your feet back, right? So take a few breaths and then make your way through your half vinyasa. There's no rush to do that. We'll meet up in downward facing dogs in about 5 breaths. That's where we'll be. And if you fall, don't worry about it. Just get back up. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, we're going to step it up. Pivot and plant the back foot, warrior A. Sweep the hands back, pull the chest forward, find your lightning bolt. And we're going to inhale to a reverse revolve. So we come up onto the ball of the back foot and we lift that left arm up over, or that right arm up overhead. Actually, I lied. It's the left arm. Does it feel like? And then we're going to exhale to a Trikonasana. Straighten the front knee. Lean out. Tip over. Inhale, reverse. Now it's the left arm, the right arm that comes up overhead. And as you exhale, we come to standing splits. So we're going to bring the hands down. And we're going to lift that left leg behind you. We've been here a lot already, right? On your inhale, you're going to come up. Flex your lifted foot. So keep it flexed because you're bringing it all the way out in front. Arms out into T and lift your chest. So it's like a upside down airplane. Exhale to an airplane. Tip it back over. Make sure you keep your lifted foot flexed, otherwise it's going to hit the mat. Inhale, back, tipping back. Exhale. And bring it down. Inhale, marionette. And exhale, we're going to slide that left foot across the right. Hands come behind the back. Open the chest. Fold it in. So We get a little bit of an IT band stretch when we cross the ankles. Let your hands come down. You can step or float back from here. You can float back from crossed ankles. You're just going to uncross them as you float. Your body's going to sort of instinctively do that. You'll plant the hands, bend the knees, lift up, and send the feet back. Half vinyasa. Left side. Inhale, that left leg lifts. Step it up. Warrior A. Try not to screw it up on this side. Lightning bolt. Coming into that reverse revolve, up onto the ball of the back foot. Lift your left arm up overhead. Right arm up. Did I screw it up again? I did, because I'm on the left side. You guys aren't here. All right. Left foot comes up. Warrior A. So the left foot is in front. Come back to Warrior A. Humor me. Lightning bolt. Okay, now it's the right arm up overhead, up onto the ball of the back foot. There we go, Trikonasana. You can just all pretend that didn't happen. Inhale, reverse. Standing splits. The hands come down. Lift up. Lift the chest. And then we're going to tip back. Inhale to lift. Tip it back. Exhale to your airplane. This time on the inhale, it's a marionette. And we cross it over. The hands come behind the back. Open the chest. Fold it in. Might be harder or easier. There's a big difference between the legs. Which one is in front? Inhale halfway up. And then we're going to plant the hands. The feet go back, and it's a half vinyasa. So we'll start again at the front. Inhale to soften and float, or exhale to step to your Malasana. Titibasana, crow pose, whatever you're doing, right? Give yourself a few breaths to play. If you find you've gotten into the pose but you're holding your breath, breathe, even if it makes you fall. We will all meet up in downward facing dog. And then we're going to take it on the right side. So inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it up. Warrior A. Lightning bolt. Left arm comes up overhead, reverse revolve. Trikonasana, pivot, plant the back heel. Crown of the head reaches forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, standing splits. Inhale, take that trick airplane. Exhale, come back to your airplane. Do it again. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, marionette. Cross that left leg over, bring the hands behind the back. Open the chest and fold it in. Giving you a little bit of an option. You can float your feet back, or you can plant the hands, keep your ankles crossed, and try for your crow pose with those crossed ankles. It's a little bit different. You're going to have a bend in the elbows, but it's fun. Take a half vinyasa when you're ready. Left side, left leg lifts. Step it up. Warrior A. Lightning bolt. Reverse revolve, right arm up overhead. Trikonasana. Reverse. Standing splits. Find that upside down airplane. Airplane. Tip it back. Airplane again. Inhale, marionette. Cross it over. If you keep putting the same thumb on top, switch it up. Open the chest. Fold it in. If you tried for your crow pose on side A, try it here. Plant the hands, knees up onto those triceps, and lift up. And the reason you're going to have more of a bend in your knees is because, or bend in the elbows rather, It's because your ankles are crossed, you can't get the same lift. All right, let's do that again. Collect your breath. On your inhale, soften and float, or exhale, Malasana. Titivasana. Checking the time. Should get a clap. All right. From your Titivasana, take a half vinyasa when you're ready. So once you get yourself here, you bring the legs back. Try 1, 2, lift up. Right leg lifts. Step it up. Warrior A. Lightning bolt, reverse revolve. Trikonasana. Reverse. Standing splits. Bringing that leg through. Send it back. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, tip it back. Exhale to that airplane again. Inhale, marionette. Cross it over, bring the hands behind the back, open the chest and fold it in. Halfway up. Plant the hands, step or float it back, or try for that crow pose, either one. And the left side, left leg lifts. Step it up. Warrior A. Lightning bolt. Reverse revolve. Trikonasana. Reverse. Windmill, hands down. Lift that chest up in front. Send the leg back. Airplane. Upside down airplane. Should find a name for that pose. Airplane. Marionette. Cross it over. Open the chest. Fold it in. Bring the hands down, lift the chest again. Step or float it back, or crow pose. All right, one more time on your own. I'm out of your head. So you're gonna start in your Malasana doing what you do. One time right, one time left. We will meet in any kind of a seated fold that you need to be in. And when you finish, You're making your way to whatever seated fold makes the most sense. It's going to be the first one that you start to come to. Don't overthink it. The first one you think about is probably the best one. Got about 5 breaths. So those of you who are still flowing, you've got 5 breaths-ish. It doesn't matter if you're not with us. Just know that's when I'm transitioning and you can always catch up later. Then you're going to take an inhale, ripple up. Exhale to lower down to your back. Hug your knees in. And then plant your feet right behind your sits bones. Hands come next to the hips. If you have a block, you are welcome to take supported bridge instead of taking 3 lifts and lowers. Just spend the whole time in a supported bridge. For that one, we're going to take this. We're going to inhale to lift up, and there's a flat spot kind of right above your tailbone. You're going to put your block right there. It has multiple sizes, multiple heights. So you're going to put your block there, and you're going to lower down onto it, and you're going to let that kind of be a soft opening, and you can eventually extend the legs if that's going to work for your practice. And if you're not using a block, you're going to exhale to lower down. Those of you taking that supported, you just stay there. Take a round of breath, lowered and on an inhale. If you're doing the lifts and lowers, lift up again, shimmy your shoulders under you. If your hands can come together, let them come together. So there's a big difference between an engaged bridge and a supported bridge. And you'll find they work very differently for different needs. If you have a lot of discomfort in your belly or in your back, exhale, lower down. That supported bridge can be a really nice, soft way to open up. Take a round of breath, and we're going to lift again. So you're welcome to go into wheel. You're welcome to come back to bridge. And for those of you in that supported bridge, if your legs are extended, start working your feet back underneath your knees. And then take the next inhale to lift up. So you can grab the block, slide it out, and everybody lower down. Give yourself a breath here. Let the spine kind of line back up again. And then hug those knees in. Give them a squeeze. And extend the legs up overhead. Hands come next to the hips again, just like for bridge. But this time it's going to be either here in candlestick or shoulder stand. So you'll bring your feet overhead for shoulder stand. Shimmy those shoulders under you again. So some similar pieces in the setup. The hands can come together, or they can come to the small of your back for support, and you're going to lift up. You're going to find your candlestick or shoulder stand. Trying to make a vertical line from your ankles to your hips to your shoulders. Five more breaths. And then if those of you in candlestick, you're going to stay in candlestick or hug your knees in. If you're in shoulder stand, the knees come toward the forehead. Toes can touch down behind you. You can roll up a little bit more onto the heads of the shoulders if that's available. Lifting the sits bones straight up still. So I'm not really collapsing around myself. I've got plenty of room to breathe. And then I'm going to roll my way back to that candlestick. One vertebrae at a time. Or as close to that as I personally can do. As you exhale from candlestick, we all move to fish pose. So the legs come down and the chest lifts. We drop the head back and we breathe. And then it's an exhale to lower all the way down. The feet are long on your mat. The arms come next to you with the palms up. You'll take a deep breath in through your nose. And you'll open your mouth to sigh it out. And then you'll do that again. Deep breath in. Open up, let it go. If you want one more, take one more. And then it's time for your well-earned Shavasana. Letting go of your practice, letting go of your breath, and just being here, cradled by your mat. Bringing your attention back to your breath. And wiggling fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretch your arms overhead, get long, fill up with that beautiful full deep breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Hug your knees, give yourself one more squeeze. Rocking up to your seat at the front of your mat. Hands at heart center. Bowing. Honoring that warmth, that light, that strength, that inner calm that is always going to be there, irrespective of what you might feel on the surface. As you inhale, lift your chins, let that inner part of you be the part that greets all of today, whatever it brings. That place in me of light and love so happily bows before itself, shining from every one of you. Thank you so much for your time today. Namaste. Nice job, everybody. Thanks for hanging in. I'll be back on Monday with another pose. Not quite sure what we're going to do yet, but it'll be fun. If you have any questions about Titivasana or anything that we've done, post them, show me your videos. I can help you from here. We can kind of work on it together. And when we all get back into the studio, you guys are going to rock it. So have a wonderful weekend. I will be around if you need anything. Otherwise, I'll see you Monday.